Scottie Scheffler's won, 4 majors? He won 2 Masters. 3 majors. He's won 2 Masters. And he said this when he kind of opened up to the media. Obviously, the Scottish Open taking place, then they have the Open Championship. He said in a kind of, I don't know, it's just weird. Let me just play it for you, and then we'll discuss.
It feels like you work your whole life to celebrate winning a tournament for like a few minutes. It only lasts a few minutes, that kind of euphoric feeling. Like to win the Byron Nelson Championship at home, I literally worked my entire life to become good at golf, to have an opportunity to win that tournament. And you win it, you celebrate, get to hug my family, my sister's there. It's such an amazing moment. And then it's like, okay, now what are we going to eat for dinner? You know, life goes on. Is it great to be able to win tournaments and to accomplish the things I have in the game of golf? Yeah. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes just to think about, because it's literally worked my entire life to become good at this sport, and to have that kind of sense of accomplishment, I think is a pretty cool feeling. You know, to get to live out your dreams is very special. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not out here to inspire the next generation of golfers. I'm not here to inspire somebody else to be the best player in the world, because what's the point? You know, this is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of like the deepest places of your heart.
Sounds like Scottie Scheffler is going to pick up something else here in the next couple of years, doesn't it? This is honestly a great. Is he Gen Z? What gen is 29 years old? Scottie Scheffler.
Gen Z. Yep.
He's Gen Z. This is a Gen Z discussion. And so for us Gen Xers, we're like, wait, what? And again, I just don't necessarily know if it comes down to your generation, but I definitely think how you receive this discussion is going to come down to your generation. Because if you're 40 plus, right, 40 plus, you're sitting there rolling your eyes, you're going to go, this guy, right? What's the point? Whereas you're 40 plus, you're going to be like, well, what's the point? The point is to win. Then you go out the next weekend and you win again. The point next weekend and you win again. You know, you get greedy. You love winning. Winning is the point. Winning the day, winning. Finding a way to win. And Gen Z was like, I understand. You know, you need to find emotional fulfillment in everything you do. And I think this is why we have a generation of people who quit their jobs so easily, because they don't feel emotionally fulfilled. Now, again, I'm sitting here kind of on the periphery talking about this. And you're like, why are you on the periphery? This is very much in your wheelhouse. It is and it isn't. I love my jobs. I have 2 jobs that people would kill for. Definitely the media people would kill for. I don't know if they would kill specifically for the Green Bay job, but it's pretty cool to be a head basketball coach in college. So I actually do love what I do. Yesterday, for example, we had our golf tournament. So I'm there at 8 o'clock. We're setting up. People start showing up at like 9:30. We're greeting people. I went out and I hit, it's a 27-hole golf course. I hit, I think, 19 of the holes and shaking hands or whatever. And then I came into the clubhouse and did the show. And if you listen to late in the show, everybody got in early. And because the round went super fast, which is great, all you could ever hope for in a scramble is to go like under 4 hours, unheard of. And then we had, a dinner. We did some auction stuff. It was great. Like, these are things that I love to do. So I can't tell you what it would be like to have a job that I don't love. But I'll tell you what I've told other people that they may not want to hear. Hey, 95% of people don't like their job. That's the truth. And the difference in generation is, the newer generation is, well, if you don't like that job, find something you do like. Find something that is fulfilling. Whereas 40 plus is like, well, first of all, your job is sweet. You're flying on private planes and playing golf for a living. Yeah, you got to sacrifice some stuff, but the success is way better than the sacrifice. And then the older generation is like, pipe down, sonny, and get to work. What are you complaining about? I don't know. Yeah, it's a discussion I'd like to have. And we do have, I'm guessing, again, without thoroughly investigating, I'm guessing that Sam's opinion is different than mine, is different than Jason's, but I don't know that for a fact. Okay, but listen again to what Scottie Scheffler had to say. This was earlier today. The whole sports world will be buzzing, but I think this is a great topic at your dinner table, at your bar, with your friends on your boat, or playing golf. Take a listen.
There's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and then you get there and all of a sudden you get to number one in the world, and then they're like, what's the point? I really do believe that, because what is the point? You're like, why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis. It's like showing up at the Masters every year. It's like, why do I want to win this golf tournament so badly? Why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know, because if I win, it's going to be awesome for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to get to the next week, and it's going to be like, hey, you won 2 majors this year. How important is it for you to win the FedEx Cup playoffs? And it's just like, we're back here again, So we really do. We work so hard for such little moments. And, I'm kind of a sicko. I love putting in the work. I love being able to practice. I love getting out to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point.
You don't love to practice. Like, don't say that. Don't say that. I think I'll tell you something else that breeds that is Instagram. Because you see what everybody else is doing. You used to not see what other people are doing. And now you see what everybody else is doing, and it's also tinted not just with the filter of pictures, but the filter of Instagram is a real thing. Everybody's life is great. Hey, I saw your son play basketball. He's amazing. Yeah, of course. You put a couple highlights on Instagram. It looks incredible. Everybody looks happier. Every woman looks hotter. Every guy looks more handsome. Every family looks closer. Every athlete looks better. That's what the gram does. And it creates this FOMO where here you are doing great things. You're like, yeah, but I could be doing something else. Like, no, what you're doing is kind of awesome. Kind of awesome. I listen to it and I think Scottie Scheffler doesn't love golf. He's just great at golf. And that's okay, but he doesn't love golf. And he's not just an absolute killer competitor. And it is amazing how good he is considering those two things. That he's done it for a long time, but he's kind of over all the other stuff. And he's really, really good, but it doesn't eat him up to lose one inside. Because the at least my generation, or the way people I've surrounded myself with or I've been raised by have been for years, is you remember the losses more than the wins, because that just keeps you coming back every single day.